everybody. This is Maria C., the Physics Lady from itcheaperthantherapy.com. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are so excited for our next virtual event here at the at-home edition from Stampin' Scrapbook Expo. So what I'd like to say is I'm going to answer everybody's questions. You know, after it's over, it's hard to do it while we're doing the video, but we do have some super great announcements at the end of the video that you don't want to miss. So hang in there, learn something fun, see something new, see something super cute and exciting, but we're going to get right to this. So let me tip the camera down here. So what we've got here is we've got the electric Big Shot machine, and so we are running a special promo on this for only $169.99, normally $229.99. So this is the chrome precision plate, which is super. You can see how it's just like a mirror. Here's your instructions for it on the back. I think that's upside down. And their instructions. And so what we're doing is jumping right to it. We've got the both platforms here that come with the machine or your multi-purpose platform. You lay this down. This takes the place of your bottom clear cutting pad. But I want to just show a couple of products for you just super fast. And we're going to do something else here in a minute. This is the Cutout Blossoms from Tim Holtz and Sizzix. And then we're going to take our clear cutting pad, which is actually one of the glitter ones. It comes separately, but it's actually super cool. And you just do a push of a button. Just a push of a button. And so what everybody wants to know is how do you cut out all these intricate pieces? And so what I'm going to do is just to make sure that all the intricate pieces are cut, I'm going to run it through twice. But once you cut out your intricate pieces, what you don't want to end up having to do is having to poke them all out one at a time. That's kind of annoying. And so you can see all the little pieces that are cut on the back. That gives you just a real good inclination that it has been cut correctly and cut well. If it's not cut well enough, then it's not going to knock all the pieces out. But instead of having to sit there and, you know, take your die pick and everything, which is fine, if that's what you want to do. But for me, I want to get to crafting. I want to get to making something. And so you can take this is actually a pretty thick piece of cardstock. It's not real thin. Speaking of cardstock, I'm just going to do the plug for it real quick right here. Sizzix has these beautiful textured cardstock packs. This one has 80 sheets in it, and then this one has 60, and it's beautiful texture. It's hard to see the texture on the screen, but it's gorgeous. So Sizzix has these new palettes of beautiful colors. We're just going to show that. This also has a bottom magnetic pickup tool. So I tell people, put it down on your table. Make sure you're not on something that's going to scratch. Put your die brush on there and push down really hard so it snaps because it stays on there really good. And then what you can do is that you can actually pick this up. See that? It's actually a die picker upper. And so if you have your cardstock and you've got your die sitting there and you can't find your die because everything's a mess like me, and so you can kind of hover it over and you can kind of be like, oh, there's my die. There's my die right there. So it also has that other function of saving you money so you can find all your dies. So this here, you can just kind of almost even flick it. It's cut so nicely. All the little pieces are all out there for you. You don't have to sit there and try to poke them all out. So that's the die brush, foam pad, chrome precision plate, and the electric Big Shot machine promo that we're running. In case you're wondering what to do with that little flower that you cut out, this is it right here. Cutout Blossoms, I think it's 664161, if I'm not mistaken on the order number. It's a beautiful set, and you get 3 different cutouts in there. So what I wanted to show you is also Karen Burniston. Karen Burniston, we sell her items as well. She's a rock star in my book, and she's in cahoots with Riley and Company, which we also sell their funny bones. So I'm just going to put that in there real quick. Procrastinating. So you're going to have to go through the funny bones and look at all the stamps because these things are hilarious. So I have to do a warning disclaimer that you are going to be laughing. That is just going to have to, you know, that's just a disclaimer if you're looking for the funny bones. That's why they call them funny bones. So there's always kind of fun funny bones for everybody. So here is the die for the woven basket card. And you can make it whatever you want. You don't have to make it like an Easter type basket, a flower type basket. This one here is, you know, a sweet basket. But what you get is this piece here, you can't really see. But it's actually, you cut 2 of them together and then glue them in the middle. This is actually done with the double-sided adhesive tape from Elizabeth Crafts Design. They have great double-sided adhesive tape. They were our tape sponsor at the shows. We want to make sure that you know what a great job that they've done for all of us to make sure you're all crafting and having great quality products. So we love their stuff. But what's great about this woven basket card die is that it also folds flat for mailing. So you can make it as tall as you want. You can make it short. You can make it double wide if you wanted to. You can get creative with it. But one of the other things it has inside of it there is it also has the grass crossbones in there. And so the crossbars. And so those are adhered to inside of your box. And that's this die right here. And it has the little tabs on each side. That's your die right there. And what that does is that allows you to adhere things for all of the different layers that are in there. You can add more layers if you want to. Usually this is pretty much enough, but that's what creativity is for. So, and if you don't want grass, you can either flip them over, or you can just trim the grass off and you can just have the regular crossbars if you'd like. The other die that I want to point out is this one right here. This one is what I call it the pie and T, or UNT. And so once you glue these together, there's different adhesives that you can use. And one of them is, this is the fine tip bottle that we have from Karen Bernison. It has the blue tip, which is super, super fine. So when you're trying to adhere all these little words and little tiny things on there, even the confettis, that's your adhesive right there. That stuff is awesome. I will tell you what. We also sell another tip. It's an 18 gauge tip. And this one actually even lets a little bit more out. And if you want even more to come out, Sizzix also sells this liquid adhesive that has a little bit bigger tip on there, and you can actually put a little bit more. You're putting your cards together and all of that, so you can just kind of whip it on through there. So the great thing about this adhesive is that when you undo it, these tips, the bottles, have these little needles in there that go into the tip to keep it from clogging. And so what you want to do is you always want to make sure that your little tip is in there and make sure that it's all together. So what I wanted to do is show you how easy this thing is to put together. And let me get my fingers going here. And so once you have your adhesive, you can use the liquid or you can use the double-sided. We've already glued this one together here. So this piece is already adhered together in the middle. And then you would peel this end off, which we're going to do. And I just fold it flat because it's going to need to be folded flat anyway. So you don't just sit there and try to line it up all the time. And then you just kind of work the folds back and forth just to kind of get it going. All right. So now we have the letter T and we have the letter U. This sounds like Sesame Street. Brought to you by the letter T and brought to you by the letter U. U I do for underneath. So we're going to start at the bottom of the basket and we're going to weave it through the little slots that are cut when you do die cut those to the actual baskets. And so what I'm doing is just kind of pushing them through. Now, if you wanted to, you can just take this and you can pull it back and you can use a little bit of the Karen Bernison glue. Or you could use the Sizzix glue. You can use a little bottle, put a little bead there. And then, I gotta look at it this way. You can adhere it. And this will dry clear. Both of the glues will dry clear. This one is the T for top. And what we're gonna do is start at the top and just go the opposites. And it actually has a little fold on it with these little scored lines. So then, what you get is you also get a finished look on the top and bottom of your basket. So that is how easy it is to weave. This is even a great thing for kids to do. It is extremely easy. It is the woven basket card from Karen Bernison. And so what I like to say is that a lot of her stuff looks a little harder to do. Now you can go crazy. You can go really super crazy. This one here, it is the Catherine label. It's a 1011, I'm pretty sure. 101, and it has this little bar that opens up and that rises up. And this is the little germies. Olga Solano Hernandez, thank you for the samples that you do. She's my creative director and instructor at the shows. So this is actually a really cute card, the little germies. And I think that's 1072 is the Get Well charms. And then this is another version of it. And this is crazy. I think this is Sandy Diller. If I'm mistaken, I apologize, but I'm pretty sure it's Sandy, or it could be Karen. And this, see how the little arm pops up? So this is your little arm. The little adhesives where they're at, the little lines where you fold it, it makes a little tiny box. You can kind of see the box right there. And it just makes it all rise up, okay? So that is the Catherine label. Super easy card to do. The other one that I wanted to show is the, just real quick, it is the explosion card. So there's a little pop-up guy in here. And this is part of the die set. And what you can do is just do all your little folds, pre-fold. But this guy pops up, this one pops up, and then you fold it. Put your adhesive on both sides of it. And then adhere it to the inside of your card. So the cupcake is actually the part where that pop-up is, where you can't really see it. But the other part of the die comes in with these little explosion, sides of it. So it takes just a second, just a little learning curve just to do the fold. Once you get that fold down, you can do them in your sleep. Again, thank you, Olga Solano and Olga's team for helping with all of that. And so that one is the explosion. Now, this one here, it is the Rockin' Rectangle. And so obviously it's a rectangle. It's the Rockin' Rectangle. And so what it does is you can see how it rocks back and forth, Super cute. Way to go. Woo! Cute with the little, I think, look, he became a little part on there. That's okay. We're going to show you can even do it this way. But you can even do the little way to go. We show those at the show, so they get showed a lot. Okay. And then one of the most ones is spectacular. It is the photo collage pop-up. And so a lot of people like this. You could do the photo collage. You can do it simple. We've kind of shown these before a little bit too, but we still like to show them. So you can just do real simple photos. We just got more of these dies back in. And then this one is, you can just do little images. You don't have to do photos. So it has a little bit more. And then Sherry, thank you so much. We did a trip to New York. And this is the card here that she made for, see, there's me. And so for all of us, and shows all of the different things that we did in New York City when we did the trip for one of the shows. Isn't that fantastic? Those are, that's like a rock star. Okay, so there's the Renea paper. Renea paper works great with just about anything you can do with it. So Renea paper, I'm going to show you really super fast, it is actually paper. And so what a lot of people don't realize is that, let's see, this is a die set. This is the star die set. Has the directions on the back of how to roll it up with a number 2 pencil. And you could make these little stars that kind of are in Germany and make these little ornaments. But you can make them for all different kinds of things and hang them. It holds its shape. All those little spindles that are on there, the little pokey things, they are not glued to stay their shape. Those are spun onto the pencil, and that is the shape that they make. So you just layer them after you get all of them rolled up, and there's 3 different layers for the 3 different sizes. And so when you tear it, when you tear the Renea paper, it actually tears white. It actually tears white in the middle of it. And you can do different things with it. All of the glossy sheets, there's Starstruck and Glossy. And the glossies all have one color on one side, and then they all have gold on the back. So if you get tired of the one color, you can always do something with gold. This is just something that's real simple. But think about that die with that chrome precision plate, how many times you have to poke that stuff out. But no, you don't. Not with the die brush and foam pad, you don't. Okay, the Renea, you can stamp on it with permanent inks. It is a slick surface, so it has to be like permanent inks. And then you can actually do some real simple things here. This is actually one of my favorites. We always showed at the shows. This is one of the Tim Holtz flowers. You could put anything you want. And in the Starstruck circle with the Starstruck pattern paper. And Starstruck has that little star design. And it's actually Starstruck on both sides and the same color. So it doesn't change colors on the other side. This is not foil for heat foil. This is not foil for heat foil. You can actually emboss it. This is actually silver, glossy, embossed, and you can take the markers, which you can take permanent markers. Sizzix actually sells the permanent marker sets right here. So you can take it and you can just color in the lines. Have a good time coloring. And oh, here we go. We also got the Rose 3D folder. But see, when you tear it, it tears white. And that's what's really cool, is it holds its shape. You know, that's probably not the best thing to show on that, but that star is. That star is the best to show on it. And so one of the other things is that was the embossing folder here, is the mosaic gems that we used on there. But also Tim Holtz has, you know, has the foundry, has, you know, the different looks of it. This is the gears. This started out as black. The black Starstruck with the ghost ink. And this is what ghost ink is. Ghost ink is ghost ink. If you take an applicator, which you can use, either we have these applicators, which is the multi-tool starter kit, which you can change the tips out just by popping them off and sticking them back on. And there's the blending brushes, the blending tool, the little end to kind of keep it closed. Or you can actually do an X-Acto knife or a distressing. You can, that's actually two different tools. You don't need two different tools, but that's how you can use that. Or we also have our blending brushes as well. So you can applicate all your inks and everything to kind of give it, you know, use with stencils or the ghost ink. So if you put a thin layer of ghost ink on top of your embossed paper, your Renea paper, and then wipe it off with a towel, let it dry for about a minute before you wipe it off. And it only works with the Renea paper. We've tried it on different papers just to see, and it does not. And so this is the glossies on one side, and then this is the gears and the Starstruck on the other side. This one here, and I believe her name is Sue, made this with Eileen Hull, her journal notebook die. And this one here is a 3D Impresslets, 3D folder Impresslets from Tim Holtz and Sizzix. And it also is the notebook die, which is just darling. You could put the little, but that's all the Renea paper on there. It's really pretty. So you can do some real pretty butterflies. Type in butterfly in the search box. There's some really gorgeous butterflies Sizzix has. And then this is the die that made that little notebook. It cut out of chipboard and mat board. These are the scoreboard dies that Eileen Hull is known for. Get both of these. Get the re-inker and the pad, because sometimes you may need to just do the liquid. It has a little, you know, squeezy tip on it, but you can also re-ink this, or you can put this in a little bowl with your applicator. I recommend you get both of these for the 2.0. There are new colors of Renea. This is the new Cobalt Blue. See, this is the Starstruck here. This is the Starstruck, so it has the star patterns on it. And then this is the glossy, I showed you before. This is Arctic White. You're just gonna have to trust me, it's Starstruck. It's a little harder to see with the white. And then it's the white glossy. I grabbed two Starstrucks. This is the white glossy that also has the gold on the back. So if you get tired of the white, you can do the gold. So the other really super cool thing that Renea has is the variety packs. These are the variety packs. There are so many, there's like 12, 14, something like that. There's tons of variety packs. You get 12 sheets, you get Starstruck and solids, and then there's also the Misfit packs. You have to kind of take a peek at that. So we also have, Sizzix also has sequins and beads. If you didn't know, sequins and beads. They have embossing powders, which got a little glitter to them. I don't know if you know that or not. Has a little glitter to them. And then they have the embossing ink pad, the clear, so then you can have all your powders. So they have a whole bunch of powders. They also have the stamens, you know, for in the middle of your flowers and stuff. And they also have biodegradable glitter. Who knew? Biodegradable glitter that Sizzix has. They have a whole bunch of it, and we have it all. And then there's also VZ Crafts. This is VZ Crafts Ultra Fine Glitter. It's a little bit different glitter than the Sizzix, but it depends on what kind of a look that you're doing. We have the biodegradable, the thicker glitter, and Olga made this little tumbler for me. This is actually glitter from Tall Mouse, gonna tell her that. But Olga made this for me out of these different glitters, so you can use that with your tumblers. So she made it. It's cheaper than therapy, and there's my work truck right there. So that's really super cool. Okay, so Sizzix also has storage units. And the storage units, so this is a die storage. We had the small one, and now we have the big one. So it has different sheets that come with it, plus a magnetic one, and it has these little bands in there, which are really fun. Okay, so I know that we kind of did that quick, and these are the refill sheets for it, as well as the tool. This is the tool, the cool tool. All right, so one of the things that I wanted to tell you is at the end of the video here, what we wanted to do is tell you a couple things. Is one, we are getting Chapter 3, all of the brand new stuff. It's going to be listed by the time that you guys see this video. We're super excited about it. You'll be able to use your discount. Look for the coupon code Maria Rocks. Yes, we do. You guys are the ones that actually rock, but somebody made that little coupon code for me one time, a long time ago. And so that's really fun. Okay, the exclusive is only, we also have an exclusive. It's cheaper than therapy. It is a Maria's Surprise Sizzix Craft Box. We've created this. It's only available at itscheaperthantherapy.com, full of Sizzix stuff at a phenomenal price. You're going to be able to look that up. I don't have the samples yet to show you, but you'll be able to see that on the website on Saturday the 27th. At an amazing price. We have the Big Shot Express on sale for only $169. We have the 25% off of most everything. Now I say most everything because the Big Shot Express is already discounted. The exclusive Maria Surprise Sizzix Craft Box for only us is also discounted as well. So the 25% off you can use on all of the sale items, but there are just a few exclusions to that. So what I wanted to do is thank you so much. Enjoy. Have a great day, and we will see you, and I'll be ready to answer your questions. I'll be ready to fill all of your orders. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.